Max, the mastermind, a tiny but brilliant chihuahua, hasn't been seen since his last defeat. But silence from a genius is often more terrifying than noise. Moon, the Lumen Hound, and Princess, the planner, know he's plotting his revenge. This time, they suspect he'll target their greatest strength, their trust in each other. Patrolling a secluded area of Paw Park, Moon feels a growing anxiety. He knows Max will hit them where they're weakest. He looks at Princess, his partner. He knows his love for her is his biggest vulnerability. Princess reassures him. Max also knows her strategy is Moon's strength. He'll try to divide them. The only way to win is to stick together, power and planning united. Max's plan, however, is already in motion. His much larger accomplices, Bart, the Rottweiler, and Bruno, the German Shepherd, are placing mysterious small devices all around the park, all under the tiny Chihuahua's direction. Max watches them, a chilling tiny smirk on his face. He isn't going after the water supply this time. He's going after their relationship. Suddenly, Moon's lumen sense flares, detecting strange energy signatures. At the same moment, Princesses come. Headset beeps urgently. Multiple energy signatures are active all over the park. Moon senses they aren't bombs. They feel more like distractions. Just then, Max trots out into a clearing, seemingly alone and looking distressed. He calls out dramatically, "Oh, the Lumen Hound, I need your help. Bart and Bruno have stolen my owner's prized antique collar. It's one of a kind." Princess is immediately suspicious. It's a lie. Max is far too proud to ever ask for help. It has to be a misdirection. But Max quickly throws a small, folded piece of paper toward Moon before retreating into the shadows. He shouts, "Look at the note. It tells you where the collar is. Only you can get there in time." Moon zips over and snatches the note from the air. He unfolds it. The message directs him to the North Woods Gate, a known high-security area of the park. It's far, but his senses are flaring wildly in that direction. Princess, meanwhile, is staring at her Planner Comes display, which tracks the movements of Bart and Bruno. She cries out, "No, Moon! My tracker shows Bart and Bruno are heading east toward the old abandoned dog wash. If Max is lying, the real threat is east. You have to go east." Moon is frozen. The note Max's story and Princess's data, the planner's strategy are in direct contradiction. He's torn. Max knew Princess would track them. He knew she would tell him to go east. Maybe the note is the real lie, and they want him to go north so they can attack the east side without interference. Princess is firm. Max's mind is a labyrinth of schemes. If they split up, they lose. He must go east. But Moon can't shake his doubt. What if the North Gate is the real threat? What if Max is using Princess's own strategy to send him the wrong way? In an agonizing moment, Moon makes his choice. He decides to follow his gut, overriding the planner's data. "I have to check the North Gate," he says, his voice filled with desperation. "If Max is targeting the highest security area, I have to go. I trust your data planner, but I have to trust my senses more." With a flash of light, Moon zips away toward the North Gate. Princess watches him go, her face a mask of frustration and deep disappointment. He chose the villain's bait over her intel. Max had won, but Princess isn't one to give up. She turns and speeds off toward the east, determined to foil the real plan she was so sure Max had set in motion. The scene cuts between the two locations. At the North Gate, Moon finds the antique collar. It's just lying there. It's not a dud. It's not a trap. It's just a collar. Max was telling the truth. Meanwhile, at the East Dog Wash, Princess finds Bart and Bruno. They aren't setting a trap. They're just washing mud off their paws, looking completely relaxed. Princess was wrong. Suddenly, from the center of the park, a tiny voice echoes through a microphone. It's Max, triumphant. "The truth was the most effective lie. My goal was not the park. Gentlemen, my goal was the separation." Moon and Princess race back toward the park center, realizing the horrifying truth too late. He didn't want them to split up to save a location in the park. He wanted them to split up because he had planted the real trap right in the middle. They arrive in the main clearing to see Max standing over a small, complex mechanism. He looks at them, his voice dripping with mockery. When the power and the planner disagree, the entire system collapses. Goodbye, heroes. Max flips a switch. The mechanism releases a burst of invisible gas that immediately disorients Moon. His eyes flicker and his super speed fails him. He stumbles and falls, completely helpless. Max, the tiny mastermind, strolls over to the paralyzed Moon, inspecting him like a scientist studying a specimen. The final piece of data I needed, he gloats. The power is strong, but the planner's data can be discarded. And now I have the key to your city, Lumen Hound. Princess rushes forward, ready to fight, but Max merely smiles and gestures to the shadows. Bart and Bruno emerge, blocking her path. The next trap won't be as obvious. Max says coldly, "Gentlemen, retrieve the collar and escort our friend. We have a lot of planning to do." Bart and Bruno easily pick up the paralyzed Moon and drag him away. Princess can only watch, horrified and defeated. The mastermind has won. Max has the power. He broke the planner's strategy. And now, the Lumen Hound is in the clutches of the villain. What will happen next? Tune in for episode 10 to find out. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more adventures.